Competing head-to-head with the first week on AEW, however, will be NXT, which will have their third week on the USA Network. This will be the first, however, where both of the 2 hours will be on the USA Network. There won't be a need to switch over to the WWE Network. And they're also promising limited commercials for this show. Limited commercials. And they also have a few big matches. 3 or 4 title matches are going to take place on this show. And they're definitely stacking the deck against AEW. It's going to be interesting to see where the ratings sort of fall to, with NXT doing a little over 1 million in the first 2 weeks in just the 1 hour slot on USA. So they've kind of set the standard, they've set the bar, if you will, for what we can expect. So it'll be interesting to see what they do head-to-head against each other. A couple of the matches announced for this show, one of the big ones will be Shayna Baszler defending the NXT Women's Championship against Candice Lerae, who won the Fatal 4-Way match to get the number 1 contendership spot. The theory that I think a lot of people may have is that Baszler could end up dropping the title here to set her up on either Raw or SmackDown as part of the draft. I go contrary to that, even though I don't think that's a bad idea. I think Baszler is going to win, and I think we're going to set up for a match with her and Rhea Ripley, where Ripley will be the one that takes the title off of her. And then, hopefully, Shayna Baszler will go to either Raw or SmackDown. Either way, though, Lerae, this is her first sort of big shot at doing something like this, and a championship match. I believe this is her first championship match, certainly against Baszler. But it'll be interesting to see what she brings to the table and what this match ends up being. Really have no idea what to expect, so hopefully Lerae can still get a good showing here. Also announced is the Undisputed Era taking on, and that's Fish and O'Reilly, the tag champs, defending their titles against the Street Profits, who they had just beaten for the titles. I think the obvious outcome here is for the Undisputed Era to retain. The Street Profits, I believe, are going to be a part of the draft. I think that's why they dropped the titles. I think they'll move to either Raw or SmackDown and be a fixture in those tag team divisions. I think their time in NXT is just about up. They'll probably go to Raw if the report is accurate that Paul Heyman is big on them, and that's the whole reason that they're on Raw to begin with. So I think they'll lose here, and this will kind of be their swan song in NXT. The possibility, this match isn't announced, or at least that I know of, but I think it's possible that we'll get Lio Rush versus Drew Gulak for the title, the Cruiserweight title here, with Lio Rush getting the number 1 contendership in the first week of NXT on USA. If that match does happen, I think, or when it happens, I think Rush is going to win. And I think that's not a bad idea. Rush certainly has some buzz around him. I was very excited for his return. The crowd was very accepting of him. So I think you put the title on him and see where you go from there. Especially if 205 Live is going to be merging into the Full Sail audience. I think that Rush is a good guy to have the title on for that. And then we have Adam Cole versus Matt Riddle for the NXT Championship, with Riddle winning a street fight to get this match. I think Cole, some way, is going to retain here. And I think that Riddle is someone that they could eventually put the title on. But I see Cole holding the title until Tommaso Ciampa comes back. And I think Ciampa will be the one to get the title off of Adam Cole. How soon can we possibly see a Ciampa return? Could it even be this week? If Cole retains and Ciampa comes out and they have the face-to-face, that could certainly be something they do as early as this week if Ciampa's ready, or even if he's close to ready and he can just come out and do a stare down and then build to the later match. But I think Cole somehow, probably with help from the rest of the Undisputed Era, will retain the NXT Championship and set up with a match with Ciampa down the line.